Peace and blessings, family. This is your boy Gerald. It is Tuesday, November 21st, 2017. How is everybody doing? Some of you are in the midst of your week, and I know it's going to be short. Some of you have already started your preparations for the upcoming holidays here in the United States as Thanksgiving, while some also see it from a different perspective of I need to say goodbye to that wallet. I need to say goodbye to that purse, at least for a little bit until the middle of January. But I'm putting this out for a couple of reasons before I start my day because while others are going to choose to celebrate, to look at this time of the year with more clear, precise focus, because this is going to be truly the point where you're going to make some decisions in your life. That's right, I'm talking to somebody. Because as I've echoed through the last couple of videos, you blink twice, you're going to be in the midst of May. That's right. 6 months are going to pass, 180 days are going to pass quicker than you think. And some, this is the moment that you've waited for all your year, all this year. You've waited on this moment, you've thought about this moment, you finally gotten a place inside you that you're putting the work in. It is requiring you to be more authentic because for the last several months, you've had a lot of eye-opening events transpire. Who am I talking to? Now more than ever, you are in a place that demands you to be authentic, which demands you to be transparent. And the actual battle that you have been waging really has nothing to do with your outer persona, but what's found within yourself. I convey to you, have courage, because now, more than ever, clarity is right before you. The choice is, are you going to embrace it? As I've always echoed, there was always given two spiritual gifts that you were bestowed the moment you took your first breath. The first, the most pivotal, was unconditional love. To love you, which means you must have an intimate relationship with yourself until you decide to actually embrace that. Guess what? It doesn't matter where your life is going to take you until you're able to answer who you are. Let me run that by you again. 50% of the things that you're feeling is a direct correlation of the fact that you do not have the clarity or refuse to find peace with who you really are. So that's causing a conflict emotionally, which also sets a stage for what we know as fear. You know, fear. Finally, everything's a reality. And the sad thing about it is the reality that is being seen, being shown, does not coincide with the way you think. This also sets a stage for impulsive decision making. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I stay my ground? How about I go within myself? Because, see, that is a task that you don't need permission from anyone. You don't need validation from anyone. What is required that you finally be real with you. And I'm here to tell you, the moment that you decide that you are actually going to embrace that choice, your life, all that was hidden, will be revealed. And it's very evident these days because let's call a spade a spade. There's a lot of people walking around on this planet that do not like the environment that they're in, and in turn, choosing their pride, choosing their ego over their state of being. Nah, that ain't the way you need to go. While others will be circling their wagons only to seek out false validation, only to try to grab the crumbs of status, these same people sadly, silently will find nothing but disappointment because it's not real. It is nothing but an illusion. An illusion is what? It is a distraction for what is apparent. So guess what? You have a choice. You can be like them, suffer in silence, or you can claim you and watch your life unfold just like a beautiful flower. So the world can embrace the fragrance, the makings of you. Why? Because you are priceless. Now I understand. I understand fully. You have those people that actually believe that if you do not choose to embrace that false validation, your ego, your pride, for some reason you feel that your life is blah. It has no sense of value. And you actually believe that it doesn't matter, but it does. If it did not matter, just from a literal sense, why do we have advertisement? Why do we have propaganda? Why do we have so much energy put out to convince you to go along? Why? Because they need you. They don't want you to be able to tap inside that beautiful mind, which we only use 6% of that precious brain. Did you hear me? 6. So if the mind's not right, the body's not going to be right. Or as we already know, where the brain goes, the body flows. The real question is, why? What's keeping you from you? And when you're ready to answer that question, you'll also be able to answer why you feel stuck, why you feel that you're in a holding pattern, why your abundance has yet to be revealed or released. You know why? Because what God got, you can't fathom. He's not going to give you your blessings just to watch you squander it. He's not going to do that. He's also so gracious that if you have allowed people to have access over your life, he's going to delay that too. He's going to wait until you are in a position of vulnerability, a place of transparency, so that he can reveal to the intended eyes. That's yours. Nope. Taking shortcuts only delay your life. Always have, always will, and that's why he's God. Now, I'm going to ask you this. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? How do you envision where, just as a milestone, where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? What would you like to accomplish? And out of that list of the things that you wish to accomplish, how is it prioritized? Is it truly structured for you, or is it tailored for them? Who am I talking to? Because until you decide to embrace who you are, all the things that you've longed for cannot be grasped. Now, I know some people, they say, well, you know what? I just want to play my position, Gerald, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I really don't. I just really, I just want to be emotionally safe. I want peace of mind. Why can't I allow my dreams to match where I am now? Because where you are is much, it's not on the level where you need to be. Your greatness is ahead of you. The person you are destined to be is waiting for you down that path called life. Maybe that's the reason why you hear people always echo, God will not give you nothing you can withstand. But the devil will always give you what you want. Why? So that you can be conditioned to be away from what you need. That's what it is. That's why he's the great deceiver. Maybe that's the reason why them dreams are the way they are. Because you do understand dreams are nothing but a metaphoric illustration of decisions still undone. That's for somebody. But if love is not there, you will not be able to attain emotional safety. Maybe that's the reason why your money's not like it needs to be. It's not straight. It's not concrete. Yes, we can easily say, well, you know what? If I wasn't hanging out with Charlie, I would have been able to pay that bill. I might not have that notice. I might have been able to tap onto that opportunity if I wasn't so distracted on what they wanted. But don't misconstrue what I'm conveying, because I'm not trying to convince you to take a position to disrespect yourself. I'm not conveying that the path that you need or the position that you need to embrace is a place of shallowness or conceit or spite, because these are all the things, these are all the tools that are needed to divide you from who you really are. I shared early this week with a colleague of mine at work. I felt it on my heart, and I to convey a message to her, and she was shook. She said, "Well, are you a pastor or something?" No, I'm not, but I know I can tell when someone is longing something. I can also tell when a person is missing a step. And so, how is that? Because I see the same choices that you are embracing, I once embraced. So, it would be a travesty not to convey my wisdom so you won't make those same mistakes. You know, each one teach one, family. And maybe that might be the root of it all. Deep down inside, you have a vision of what family means to you, because as thus far, that has not been illustrated. Who am I talking to? You do understand, family, as long as you take in that sacred breath, there's also a validation for an opportunity unseized. So if you don't like where you are, why won't you make a choice to change it? But keep in mind this, that is only bestowed on you. We do not have the power to influence no one. They have the same opportunity as you did because they live. Some people have high points, some people have low points, some people stay on that plateau. but silently, secretly, they desire a better life. That's why God had told man a long time ago to not place idols for him. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is all you need. But see, we living in a time now that we want to romanticize the occult. We want to embrace the taboo, and we get uh, a inkling of return. What I mean by that is because we know we're not supposed to do it, it titillates our senses. But really, what you don't understand it is really the process of numbing you. That is the initial spiritual injection that has to run its course until you feel the effect. That's not your life. So why are you sitting here looking at your watch, wondering about yesterday? Who am I talking to? Your energy is on your past, not where your foundation should be. And that is what is distracting you for the endless possibilities waiting to be claimed. You speak it into existence every day. Who am I talking to? While you're worried about when will I have tenderness, why won't you embrace forgiveness? Forgiveness is not for them, they're for you. That is the key that unlocks the soul ties around you. Yeah, I know you feel that now, don't you? I'm just telling you what you already know. Because at the end of the day, that little hash mark will come. You know, that's found between your birth and your last breath. And that represents your life. So if you don't like what is being presented, imagine what could be. Remember, God told man a long time ago, I just need faith of a mustard seed. Family, if you don't understand the size of a mustard seed, you're not going to understand how big your life really is and why there's so much effort to keep you from it. From a literal sense, because those people that do know you, they hope that you won't take note. They hope that you just stay stuck, and they're finding enjoyment. Because as long as that beautiful mind is distracted, your dreams are on hold. Did you hear me? Unless you make a decision, say, hey, you know what? I do see the commonalities in my decision making. I need to do something different. But more importantly, I need to make a decision to correct it. Some people put band-aids on their lives thinking that they're going to have a different outcome, but the outcome is even more severe because they truly will not commit to it. Why? What are you afraid of? That you'll be yourself? Huh? Because when you decide to be yourself, you'll actually tap in on what was already made perfect to begin with. But see, they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know what freedom is all about. That's what being free is. Somebody will receive that and you're like, you know what? You're right. I can't buy my freedom. I got all the money in the world, but I still feel stuck. Why? Because you refuse to love you. You can't sleep your way to peace of mind. You can't lie your way through life thinking that, you know, sooner or later I'm gonna get this bill. Well, once I get there, I'll deal with the repercussions when they come. Don't work that way. Never have. Never will. And somebody asked me what my opinion was with everything that has been going on as of late with these figureheads out here. You know, quite simple. There's look, you already know we're in a spiritual war. The battle was already there the moment you took your first breath. All this is nothing but spiritual checks and balances. And the person that is compared to the person that is made, God is also saying, look here, this is what you wanted. Did you think that you're going to go through life without some type of recourse? And then you're going to have a lot of people that are going to say, hey, well, look here, I've got this fully charged up victim card. I can't believe this. No. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. And guess what? That also sends a message to those who've yet to be exposed. Now, let's not put the emphasis on the aspect of being exposed, because guess what? A lot of those people were already knew that when whatever choices that they made, and they had been battling that, hoping that it would not come out. They battle that every day when they wake up in the mirror and look at the person who looks back, because that's the real you that knows the core, your spirit. So if you can't find peace in who you are in the mirror, how do you expect to find peace outside your door? How can you? It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. But this is not me saying I told you so. It's not. This is only validation of what I've been echoing from day one. If you want to see your future, you got to get back to who matters most. Stop worrying about what's over your shoulder, because you can't bring that back. That is only set in place so that your wisdom comes from it, so that cycle is not repeated. How you think generational curses flourish so much? You think the Jezebel spirit is just doing that? I'm just gonna, hey, guess what? I'm gonna destroy your family today. No, that stuff is fostered by fear, ignorance, and the choice to stay the course. Meanwhile, those who are the opportunists take mental notes and they say, okay, well, I ain't got to do much because I got you doing this. And once you finally have clarity on what you're doing, guess what? They gone. They gone. But don't use that as a crutch. That's what you should be thankful about. That's where your clarity is going to come from, because that's not where you need to be. Now, I know there are going to be plenty of people going to tell you, well, you know what? I already know this, Drew. I don't need you to tell me this. So then you're making a choice to stay there, right? Then you have no reason to complain. You have none. But every soul tie, every curse, every ill will that has been systematically put in your life has no merit till you decide to love yourself. What is a man to inherit the earth by way of his soul? People do that all the time. Instead of looking at the glitz and glamour, they hope that you get caught up on what's offered. No. What God has in store for you trumps everything. But you got to get your mind right. The question will be today, it's your choice. Because guess what? All those tears, how about those bruises, those emotional scars will be in vain. You ready to change the cycle? What you gonna do? How about say I'm gonna love myself and love me for me? When you do, you're just half the way of where you ended up, where you're gonna end up being. Well, I gotta book up out of here. So those of you who are gonna be celebrating Thanksgiving, before you issue out them prayers, make sure you have clarity of what you really thankful, what you really thankful about. You exist. Start with that because you're blessed.